Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Casually Casual podcast. I am the Light in Darkness with the Mercury Guardians, and with me today we got three more people, which is your favorite, always boring you,
Hello, everybody.
Iliaster 720,
Good evening.
um, and Nico 64
Hello.
from our last podcast. He might become a regular, don't know yet. And we have our long-time TMG, first time on the podcast, considering there's not many episodes. Sensei something McLear. AKA Sensei.
Sensei, you could have left it at Sensei.
Good afternoon.
Anyway, thank you, Sensei, for joining us for this podcast today. We know you're basically become
My
the heart and
pleasure,
soul of our. You become the heart and soul of our clan and everything. To be honest, so we're gonna do what we did last week real quick. Give you a little interview so people know who you are, because I'm sure they'll care at the end. So first of all, I want to tell you how you guys doing today.
Good.
I'm doing great.
Pretty
Doing
good.
great.
Why is this?
Trying to factory reset my phone for the fifth time today. Still not working.
I guess not good then.
Struggle is real.
The struggle is real.
Apart from that, it's good.
All right. Well, anyway, let's get to interviewing Sensei. Is it fine if we call you Sensei, or do you prefer Mr. Sensei or whatever?
Sensei's good.
All right. So, Sensei, first of all, let's talk about how tell us a little bit about yourself regarding the TMGs. You know, how it started. Maybe you want to talk about that. How great we are. You know, you want to throw that in there somewhere in there.
I got introduced to Destiny 1 from Nico64. First
Oh, did you?
multiplayer game, first multiplayer online game. And really, Nico64 showed me the ropes in D1 and showed me about 3 of coins and
Wait, that's actually the first time I hear about this, to be honest.
Wait, really?
Yeah, for me anyway. Can you tell us a little more about that, Sensei? Like, you know?
I mean, you are the cornerstone of the clan, but
Yeah. No, I
you
mean,
just found out.
I just found out that Nico was relevant. You know.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, Nico
not
introduced.
so much.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Nico introduced me to Destiny, and I basically played solo for a while. I didn't really know too much of what I was doing, and then I would reach out to Nico64, and he'd help me get through some stuff until I started to pick up a little bit of skill and
Now you're
did the story mission, and then I just kind of followed Nico from there, and then he introduced me to the TMGs, and that's it. All of a sudden, I was part of the clan. So kept playing Destiny 1 until we got to Destiny 2. And now the clan keeps growing, and it's great. It's like playing with the family together on the weekends. When everybody we can get together and have a couple of laughs, shoot some bad guys, teabag a couple of people.
I'm going to cry.
Actually,
guys.
I don't teabag. I actually don't do that because I hate when people do it to me, so I don't do it to anybody.
The old rule: don't do on others what you don't want them to do to you.
That is correct. It's Iliaster.
Wise words from
So-
720.
I teabag.
We're a respectful clan. So.
Wait, did you forget? I'm sorry. Did you forget to name Iliaster at the beginning?
No,
No.
I said
No,
and,
no, no.
and he went like
Okay,
good
I thought
evening.
you forgot to
You know,
mention
he,
it.
he went with his little
I
good
teabag.
evening.
Oh yeah, it's true. Oh,
Why not?
Damn. Now I feel like I've been forgotten in Nico's
No,
timeline.
Nico, he introduced him in the beginning. You missed it.
Yeah, you missed it.
No, I remember. No, I'm sorry.
Anyway, Sensei, one last question. What got you into Destiny?
This is an interrogation now.
Yes.
Sorry?
What got you into Destiny? Or yeah.
I don't know. You know what? I've never been a big gamer. I always play once in a while, like casually, maybe an hour or two a month. I play some Clancy or some, first-person shooter type games, and I always enjoy the story missions, which is great. But I never really got into the multiplayer aspect of the video games. And then when I started playing Destiny, and Nico says, "Oh, we play online as a team and do stuff together in 2s or 3s," and that really changed the landscape for me of having fun in the video game, because all of a sudden you were working with somebody towards a goal instead of just doing it by yourself. And I just really enjoyed the community aspect of Destiny, so it was great. And I've never been somebody that's gone on YouTube to look up stuff, but now all of a sudden I found myself looking up videos and information and ways to get better. And I started playing a lot with Always Boring You.
Yeah, I know you guys are like best buddies. I feel left out sometimes.
Hey, you gotta find somebody you can play with.
I think it's just work schedules,
Right. No, but that's really great actually. So you always been a fan of first-person shooters, right?
Yeah, I've always been a first-person shooter. I never really played any.
Yeah, because I remember
multiplayer games.
Destiny's actually the first-person shooter I played. Like at all. I was never into COD or anything. I was always more into third-person games or whatever. But so you were always a first-person shooter fan.
Yeah,
that's great though. But this was the first time you played multiplayer, basically, or in a social aspect.
That's correct.
Okay,
that's correct.
That's great.
I think that's what I really enjoy about Destiny is not only do we get together and try and accomplish a common goal, 5 or 6 people, but there's the community aspect of it.
Right.
Teasing your teammates or giving each other a hard time about who's got more or less kills or who's better, or
right.
The bravado.
No, that's something that I'll always thank Bungie for. That it really knew how to build a community. I don't know if it was by design or by accident, but it happened. And thank you, Bungie, for that.
Player, for me, the moment that I actually felt like I was part of the TMGs, I remember it clearly. It's when I got invited to do my first raid on Destiny 1.
Okay.
And you guys told me that when we got to a certain part, that's where we had to dance. And so I just started dancing, but what I didn't realize was it was just a joke. You guys were all teasing me just to get a good laugh.
The disco room.
Because all you had to do was drop down into the
hole.
Told me I had to run around and dance. I'm like, okay. So I think that's the moment I'm like, okay, I'm part of the clan now. Once you start getting teased, you feel part of the family.
Oh,
Axis, yep.
To be honest, it still haunts me to this day.
Oh, that was funny. Well, everybody just got into it at the moment in the spot.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah,
it wasn't playing.
Correct. Yeah,
it wasn't. It was just on the spot.
I was playing Wrath of the Machine with some randoms the other day, and as soon as we got to that part, I just started remembering all that stuff, and I just started spinning in circles while everybody just jumped down, just because I remember that. So I know what you mean, Sensei. That's big, actually. But anyway, speaking of Bungie, well, this whole podcast is about Destiny, so it's all about Bungie. Let's get into the meat and soul of the thing before people start, flagging the video for, misleading title and clickbait. So, everybody knows what happened this week, right? Everybody knows the big event that was going to happen, faction rallies. And everybody knows what happened with faction rallies, am I right?
Yep.
Do we really know?
Do we know what happened with faction rally?
Yeah.
So before we know what's going on, let's just get into the statement. So it's basically all the info we could want. So let me just read it off right now real quick. So, with the release of Curse of Osiris, each faction has received 5 new weapons. These weapons become available over the course of the season and cannot be earned through faction engrams immediately. In the first faction rally of Season 2, this week, there is a new auto rifle available as the winner's offering. No new faction weapons are available through faction engrams. In the second faction rally of the season, the winner's offering is updated to a new weapon. Additionally, the previous winner's offering, auto rifles, and an additional weapon are added to faction engram rewards. The final faction rally of the season will follow these functionality. The winner's offering will be updated to a final weapon that has yet to be a feature. The previous winner's offering will be added to the faction engram rewards alongside an additional weapon. This brings the total to 4 weapons within the faction engram and a final winner's offering for factions to complete for over the course of the event. So that was from the Bungie forums, from Damage04. It's a Bungie employee, and I think he's gonna become he's basically our new community manager at the moment. He's been really replying a lot, so props to Damage04 for taking on the salt. But yeah, so that's what happened. But the problem is with this post right here is the fact that they did not, they posted it well over, what was it, like 18 hours, I think, around there, more than half the day after people started asking questions like what the hell happened. When I opened my engrams and I was seeing I got the rocket launcher, it was a grenade launcher and a sidearm like 2 times in a row. I was like, oh. And then Astacross posted a video and I'm like, oh, this is happening. So, what do you guys think of that? No words.
Well, not all at the same time, guys.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's ask Nico first. I'm gonna ask Nico because I think he was the least informed.
I think it could have worked, but they definitely needed to have said that before starting it, and they if they're gonna go with that route, like every faction rally they're gonna add new weapons, for example, they should have a lot more weapons, because starting off with 1 weapon, it's kind of not cool,
And the fact that you can't even get it in the engram.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a pretty big mistake. I don't know who thought this was okay to do, but I don't know, man.
Alright, always want to chime in, Rev?
They definitely should. I don't know. They definitely should have, addressed this issue before the faction rally went live. Because you gotta remember, this is a new season, and people are expecting new things. New weapons and new. I mean, yeah, you got the gear, but I mean, they just should have communicated better about it. And just, they dropped the ball on there again, unfortunately. And I mean, it doesn't give you much of a purpose to do faction rally right now. At least the first one.
Right. Probably, like some people have been saying, the last one is the one where you're actually going to be, okay, well, I can play.
The one you want to do, because that's when you can get everything.
I can play Destiny now. So, Sensei, what about you?
SMH. Well, I love the game. Unfortunately, I think Bungie is in a continuous loop of non-transparency, and just keep getting out a new and then a pop a day or 2 later when the community realizes what Bungie promised is not what they're delivering, and then we get a rinse and repeat, whether it's faction rallies or anything that comes out with the season, anything with microtransactions and Eververse. You should be able to get all the rewards in the game, and you shouldn't have to pay for it. And I believe that the better players, look, if there's A, B, and C players, I'm probably a B- or a C+. So if there's A players out there, like always, and Ender, You know what?
Oh,
They should be able to get better weapons. Because
Yeah,
they're
I
better.
wanna say I'm
Don't
an
let
A
them have
player.
better weapons if they can get it. It shouldn't be what's in your wallet that determines what you get in Destiny. That's the thing that I think that's discouraging.
Right, and the fact that, you know, they kind of address what they're gonna do with Eververse, but the fact that it's not gone completely, you know, it also just keeps it keeps the sting of of what's going on right now. I get that.
Yeah, the wound is then it's like you put the band-aid in every activity. Bungie just keeps ripping it off in the wound rooms. They're not making it better, and they're just giving the community more ammunition to move away from the game and to not to be happy. You know?
I completely.
Every new activity that comes out from Bungie, hours later, all the top YouTubers are, you know, posting videos of why Bungie's finding excuses to do this thing. Hard to justify.
It starts to become really hard to do it. To be honest, you're absolutely right.
Hold on. It does.
Yeah. But you know, that's pretty interesting. I understand where you're coming from, especially because the fact that, you know, like I said, the wound's still open and Bungie's just like pouring some more salt in the wound, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Look, they're even Buddy. Look, they're pouring salt on Buddy's wound. He's not happy.
See, my dog doesn't like to talk about this stuff. He gets upset.
Calm down, doggo. All right. So, Yaster, I'm sure you have a different opinion on us. So let's go ahead. Let's get it over with. What's up?
Well, I totally agree with everything that everyone's been saying. You know, from the community in the Bungie forums and Reddit Destiny forums and whatnot, and, you know, from the YouTubers and the casual players such as us. You know, I completely agree with everybody. You know, just complete dissatisfaction with the whole game and the current state of it. You know, again, I'll always defend my opinion because I love the game. You know, but again, I'm not gonna be the one that turns, you know, and goes like, no, everything's fine. When there's a problem, there's a problem. And what we have right now is a big problem with, you know, with the lack of transparency from Bungie. Are they doing it on purpose? Maybe. You know, I'm not gonna go ahead and, you know, play devil's advocate here, you know, but I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to find, you know, a logical explanation, not to justify their actions, but to find a reason and how can we address it with more constructive criticism instead of just blatantly trying to say stop playing Destiny and stop supporting this company. And again, a bunch of stuff. Again, I completely agree with everyone, you know, when I see these problems, but I kind of find it hard to be as, how would I say, engaged as most other people, because even so, I can grab my controller, turn on my PlayStation, and start playing Destiny, and immediately, if I can start having fun, and it's even more fun, if not the best, when I have my friends playing the game as well. But again, these problems are obvious, and these problems are out there. So overall, is just Bungie's lack of communication. They cannot. This is one of the things where I don't know if you guys know about just an example about the latest Star Wars movie, how it got really good criticism from critics, but the overall public opinion, you know, was really bad. There were a couple of articles saying that was due mostly because of the public being persuaded to put Star Wars in such a high expectation that when it came out, it didn't met those expectations and immediately fell. Again, critics loved it, but when it came up to the public giving their rating, it fell short. And that doesn't mean it was a bad movie, but that's just an example of what happens when you have all these YouTubers constantly reporting and setting people's expectations to what they want, and then people attach their opinions to that. And then when something happens, you get stuff like what happened in Destiny so far. But this whole faction rally thing that's been happening, that's entirely on Bungie's part of not communicating what they are trying to do. Again, Bungie is listening to community. Most people go like, oh no, they're not listening to community, they keep messing up. The problem is that they got ideas. They also got, innovative ideas that they want to try out, but they also want to listen to the community. But again, it's just like when you try to serve two masters. You're never gonna be on the right side of each one if you just keep balancing it out. Like, they want to try out new things, they want to make it cool, but they also want to listen to the community. And when they go like, all right, we did these changes because of the community, but we also want to add these changes that we think are good, and not communicate those changes, and when we have these problems. I'm thinking 100% that Bungie should be way more transparent. Again, if they spoil a lot of things, that's also, again, with the expectations, they now modern day world where stars now only last a couple, weeks, and then they become everything becomes old news immediately. Bungie has to keep some type of hype and some type of thing for the game, because again, something falls flat immediately, it becomes old news. But again, I'm just seeing the way the things are right now, and the only thing that I can say is definitely we need to, talk more about, not, oh, I hate this about the game or I hate this about the game. No, it's just straight up say, Bungie, we want communication. We want transparency.
Right.
I
wonder if
a little
even,
bit of technical problem with Sensei, I think.
A little technical difficulty. I think Iliasker, hit a chord right there that he was like, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I knew it. Iliasker, you're the cancer of destiny.
Oh my god.
No, but I get it.
We're working on getting him back.
Honestly, I think Bungie could have avoided this, considering, instead of opening the wound and pouring salt in it, I think they could have avoided just pouring salt. They could have just opened the wound again by just telling people what was going to happen. It would have still pissed a lot of people off, but if they would have just, made a post right before, put it in the patch notes, what was going to happen.
In the patch notes, of course.
I mean, they had a patch the same day. Hey, Sensei, welcome back.
I guess Bungie didn't like my answer, so they decided to boot me.
I think they could have avoided it, just adding in the patch notes. It would have pissed off a lot of people, but it would have been a different kind of pissed off. It wouldn't have been a pissed off of me personally. When I found out it wasn't a bug, I was hopeful it was a bug. I'm like, I'm gonna just save I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna save my stuff. And then when they patch it, hopefully they won't leave it until next season. Hopefully they'll patch it within this week so we can finish our faction rallies. And then I'll open my packages and be all good. But when it said it was intentional, I just didn't feel mad. I felt disappointed. I felt like, I was legitimately sad that, well, there goes a couple of hours I wasted for no reason. Thanks, Bungie. But if they could have avoided that, they could have avoided disappointing people more than, because this time, and I don't know if you noticed this with a lot of the Destiny YouTubers, most of them, from being angry, they were all really sad. Like, everybody was more disappointed this time than angry. Normally, a lot of Destiny players in the Destiny community, we're known to be angry people, but this time we were not even angry. We were just sad, and that's the first time I ever felt like that. Because as much as I go and say a bunch of stuff about Bungie and whatever, but you guys know me, how much I complain about Bungie. I do it half, half knowing, half saying, oh yeah, Bungie, yeah, mad, but half of it, just like, okay, well, I'm kind of overhyping my own anger. But this time I felt like completely, that I was really disappointed, really sad that the faction rallies were this bad. And they could have avoided that sadness. I could have been like, oh man, Bungie screwed up, instead of me being like, oh man, Bungie, why you screwed up, I don't know. That's just my take on that. Well, what about you, Sensei? Did it affect you in an emotional level?
Nothing.
No, Yu-Gi-Oh! I think you're just unstable, so.
Yeah, no, but no. But no, a lot of I've been seeing that. Yep.
I was hoping that Bungie would. I was really hoping Bungie would prove the community wrong with the faction rally, and they didn't. And I think that's the part that's disappointing. They really had a chance to, just make a lot of bad news and a lot of bad press go away. I think it would have been pretty easy for them, but instead they snuck something in, and it smells bad. And
100%.
I'm not emotional about it. I'm just disappointed. I just wish that, they would have done a better job.
Handling. Yeah.
In the real world, a lot of companies, they have panels with industry people, and they bounce ideas off them before they release it to the public. So maybe Bungie needs a panel of Destiny people to sit down and say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start season 2, and we're going to do this, this, and this. What do you think? I'm pretty sure everybody in the panel would say, what?
Right.
You're going to do what? And it would give them an indication of, this might not be well received.
Exactly. You know what? I think that's something they're missing. You are 100% right on that sense. Like, keep going. Holy crap. Holy crap.
Test groups. They need test groups.
Correct. It is. I mean, it is getting
on some aspects
tiresome. I think look, YouTubers want to YouTube and they need followers so they can get sponsors. So they got to write stuff. I get it. They got to put videos, but it is getting a little tiresome. Bungie comes up with something, the entire YouTube community revolts and finds all the things wrong with it, and then it starts over again. And Bungie's posting an apology. I mean, how do you have the apology and the the apology notes basically ready at hand, as if they know it's coming?
Bro, you're absolutely. This response from Damage04, by the way. Thank you, Damage04, again. If you're watching this, I don't know why you would, but but it does seem. It seems like they were prepared for the assault, to be honest. Like,
they're prepared for sure, and it's not the first time since I think that's the difficult part, is that since Destiny 2 launched, they've been in a rinse and repeat pattern of apologizing for things that have outraged the community. And they could have made the faction rally just a simple way to say, okay, Bungie's figured it out, and they haven't yet. I hope they do. Like you say, I love picking up my controller and playing the game, especially when I'm on with my clan. I'm not that vested that I can't walk away from it, but
what are you doing?
It's unfortunate because
talking?
I think there's a lot of little things they can do to make the game better and keep their base, because people will start leaving and going to play other games, and
like playing PvP or
they
something
start,
like
they already
that.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Bungie doesn't have to do much to get a better climate. That's why they have a difficult time figuring it out.
Playing Raid.
yeah. But speaking of more win-win situations for Bungie, or should I say lose-lose situations for Bungie, you guys know about the 10-minute chest lockout as well, right? Like,
Yep.
they did it to avoid people basically cheesing it. Like, I know I did. Last faction.
I'm pretty sure 90% of the people that play Destiny have done it at least once.
They
If not everybody.
But they tried to avoid it this time around, and what they did was basically lock down anybody who wanted to do it the regular way anyway. Because I went through like 3 lost sectors normally, and then my third one I didn't get a reward, and I'm like, oh, this is Bungie. Like, I'm like, okay, this has to be what trying to prevent the cheesing. Which, if you would ask me to prevent the cheesing, you could, maybe not just make the door open from the outside, but
the podcast.
What do I know?
But what do I know?
But what do I know? But so, what do you guys think of the throttling?
Well, I guess personally, me, I never liked the glitch. I never actually played the glitch. I never actually tried to, get an adventure like that. It's dumb of me. no, is it smart to use the glitch? Hey, I'm not gonna say, yes or no. Why? Because it's all about how you want to play the game. Personally, if I'm just gonna sit, there, for half an hour just moving the
Just
joystick back
talking.
and forth, I'm like, that's not my definition of fun, And I think that's one of the reasons why the loot cave was also taken out in Destiny 1, because just sitting there in one spot, pressing a button, for an undetermined amount of time, one thing is sitting down and doing a lot of steps like in strikes, or in Crucible, thinking a little bit critically, and whatnot. But what the loot cave and what the glitch did in Destiny 2 right now basically are the same thing. You're just there, just constantly, doing. It's just how much do you value your time? Do you really think all this loot is really worth, that amount of time you literally wasted? It doesn't really count so much as wasted, because obviously you get tokens, you go to turn them in, you get something out of it, but really, that amount of time you just sit there, doing absolutely nothing, going like, oh yeah, it's so easy, until a certain amount of time and go like, okay, it's time to go turn them in. Enough of this. Is that really that bad? Did that require a nerf? Did that really have to happen? Not really. I'm not gonna say it. But am I mad about it? No. Does it seem a little bit unnecessary? I mean, if anything, it gives you an incentive to get out of that area and go do another, or or go to another planet, and go and keep going. Like, it gives you an incentive to go like, all right, you sit here for long enough, you move on, So,
Well,
is this the way that?
I know. I would get what you're saying.
that-
I would get what you're saying, Joe. But the thing is,
the
fact
time
that
amount.
there's a 10-minute cooldown. Like, even if I went from one planet to another one, I'm still locked out of the chest. And even in public event chests, I think some people were saying, I didn't experience that, to be honest. I can't vouch for that. But from lost sector to lost sector, you can, even if you go to 3 different planets, the time the cooldown is 10 minutes.
It doesn't take you 10 minutes to get to another planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely. That's why the reason to do that, I see no problem with it. How they did it with the amount of time that it is, and yeah, that was a bit, on the. It was ridiculous, So, with that I do agree with, But I was talking about, the main glitch, So again, I see no problem with them, trying to tackle that. Would they have tackled it better, like Yu-Gi-Oh right now? Yu-Gi-Oh just said, yeah, make the door not being able to be open from the outside. There you go, problem solved, But, yeah, again, I see the reason why they did it. If they want to tackle it immediately, that's fine. Just, try to give a little bit more thought into how you actually do it.
What about you, Sensei?
I know this is a casual podcast, and we're casually getting our clan asses kicked here, so it would be nice to step it up and try and get a few kills here.
Oh, yeah, right. One thing, right now, the other TMGs, while you're watching these clips right here, the other TMGs are actually playing Trials of the 9 right now.
No, we're not playing.
Oh, that's just
No, we're not
Crucible?
doing Trials.
Oh, okay, you're not doing Trials.
Yeah,
Okay, just playing Crucible.
Crucible.
Okay, they're playing
It
Crucible.
might as well be trials.
Yeah.
I tried.
Tryhards.
I know in the first few episodes we tried doing that, playing Crucible while talking, and it didn't really work out for me because I can only do one thing at a time. So,
Damn.
so
You know
that's why I'm playing clips. But it would be nice to watch you guys play some Crucible, see how bad you guys are asses kicked. But...
Wow.
Well, hey, we're starting a comeback, so.
Well, let's just say that when I
And you jinxed
respawned, all I saw was 3 skulls.
Hey, look at the score now.
When I spotted, there were 3. Oh. No, that's too much.
That was my team.
Anyway, Sensei,
Back to the topic.
And, by the way, that lockout is at least 10 minutes because I tried that glitch from the chest, the original one, and
Right.
it was at least 15 minutes. I would say that I was
locked
locked
out.
out.
Wow, that's a lot actually.
So you can get it
So-
once, you can open it. do the glitch, and then
open it again.
Go do
Yeah.
a Crucible match.
That's it.
Come back.
Jesus.
Yeah,
don't
again,
they just-
the amount of time was ridiculous. That's the only thing, you know.
Why don't they just close this? Why do they leave it open and punish people? Just close it.
Right. Or, if you were going to do the timer, maybe something a little more reasonable. 3 minutes, instead of 10.
Yeah.
3 minutes,
Oh,
that means
okay. I learned my lesson.
some guy did the math, and if it was 3 minutes, if the cooldown was 3 minutes long, it would actually take him longer doing the glitch than actually doing it normally. So it was like what? It was like 100 tokens, for 8 hours or something like that, with a 3-minute cooldown.
Oh my god.
By doing the glitch. So
Mm-hmm.
it would have been, people would have said, okay, screw the glitch if it was 3 minutes. The problem is the time. Because 10 minutes and 10 minutes, it's just
You can do a
unreasonable.
Crucible match. You can do a couple of events.
Well,
Actually,
you can't
it's
do
like
public
one Crucible
events 'cause
match.
you
No.
don't get the-
You can do them, but you won't get rewards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can do them, but you won't get rewards. That's the problem with the cooldown.
The amount of time, they didn't really think it through. They just found the easiest fix. I guess they could, come up with, and it didn't work out.
What about you, Nico?
Oh, jeez.
Well, thanks for ruining it on the spot.
I don't know. Everybody does the glitch.
No, not Eliezer.
Okay, so
Almost everybody.
everybody except Eliezer does the glitch, so they punish everybody.
Even Eliezer.
Except me.
Yeah,
No, you
except
still
No,
punish.
Eliezer.
even you.
Thanks.
They punish even you, like for not doing the glitch. That's the.
Oh yeah, you're not even doing the glitch, and yeah.
Oh, you're
Okay, so they
right.
punish everybody.
Thank you, Bungie. Wow.
I gone to the glitch.
Well, that was
Cause I
unexpected.
don't know what is.
See, we just showed you that you're also punished
Sir Foxy doesn't do the
for
glitch.
not
he
doing
says,
it.
because he doesn't know what it was. So he got
What
punished
is
too.
going-
Lulu, don't
Look at
lie.
it.
You know what the
I'm punching
glitch
I
is.
just
20
quit cause the game is boring. Boring.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, yeah, like, do you think they should have? Do you think they should have? I don't know, Bungie again. Bungie's something else.
No, Sensei's having internet problems right now.
Yeah, no, I know.
It lives in Canada, so it's acceptable.
It's a Canadian thing, apparently.
It really is a Canadian thing. Oh, damn! People are really screaming out there. All right. So let's move on to the next topic, or you guys want to talk to see if Sensei gets back in here real quick?
I don't know. I guess we can move on and let him know what it is when he joins.
Yeah, well,
All right.
if he comes back, we'll. There you go.
There he is.
Bungie's listening. Bungie is listening.
Yes, they are.
What,
But,
do
you know.
like Scully and Mulder
Why
work
don't they
at
do
Bungie
this
now or
with the
something?
actual community?
Oh, there you go.
We're part of the community, so
I don't know.
they're listening.
All right, now I was gonna go over to the TWAB, the Bungie weekly update, but
I didn't read it.
I mean, if you didn't read it, want me to go over it real quick? I mean, it's really
Yeah.
just talking about. All right, I'll go over it. Might as well. Let's get some filler. All right. There has been a lot of feedback on some of the changes made to faction rallies in Season 2. I'd like to take a moment to list some of the larger topics. There is an ongoing process at Bungie to assess how we want to change Destiny 2 in the weeks to come, and your voice is a crucial part of it. So this is what he is going to say right now. There was an issue in the previous faction rallies where players were earning hundreds of faction tokens per hour without firing a single shot in the recent December 12 update. So yeah. Faction token rewards were added to an existing system that was locking players out from lost sector rewards. We have heard player feedback that this solution was too disruptive. We're looking at a change that won't make players feel forced to run and from a single chest for hours while also not placing a hard stop on enjoying lost sectors. We want to ensure that every time you open a chest there is loot inside. We'll share more details on this
I
before the
should
next
have do
faction
that.
rallies. Yeah, you should have. The other question that players immediately asked when decrypting their faction engram was, where are the new Season 2 weapons? It was not made clear beforehand that the new Season 2 weapons would be added throughout the event of the season rather than all at once in the beginning. This was on us. No excuses. Damn right, Bungie. Damn right. You can read the full details with how the weapons will be rolled out here. There's the link. We will be remedying this lapse in communication next week with details on what you should expect when the next Iron Banner rolls out in Season 2. Faction Rally closes out next week. Whichever faction you deem most worthy will be selling their weapon in the tower and the first offering of Season 2. Now, before we continue, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist out here, but we know Bungie has done this in the past. And I'm saying the Future World Code's going to win. And if they win, Bungie has throttling who gets to win to make sure it stays fair. Like, everybody gets one. Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter how many engrams you open, Bungie has already chosen the winner. And if they, I'm telling you, if Future World Code wins, then that's a fact in my eyes. Because the 3 auto rifles are subpar, but Future World Code is definitely the worst one of the 3. So
Now,
if
this
Future
is a
World,
podcast, we're not going to go into personal beliefs.
okay, no, okay.
Factions.
No, I mean, have you look at the stats though? I'm not the Future World Code auto rifles, you know, not the best one of the 3. They're all bit for life.
Really? I thought that its stats looked pretty high, no? Didn't they have
No.
like really high reload and really high like handling?
No, it actually has lower than the Iron Banner ones. It's the exact arch type as the last Iron Banner one, but everything is just a little bit weaker, a little bit less range, a little bit less reload.
Not really good.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, there is no way people would choose Future World Code to win. So if they win, Bungie needs to be checked on that. That's all I'm saying. I know I went into conspiracy theory territory, but I just don't want to see Future World Code win. And I just because that would prove my point.
What was that about pushing personal beliefs?
I'm not pushing no agenda. Vote for Dead Orbit. No. No, but all right. Evolving. A lot of the feedback we have been receiving is centered on weapons and abilities. The feel of Destiny 2 and what makes a Guardian a Guardian. We're taking the feedback to heart, and Sandbox design lead Josh Hemrick, hope I didn't butcher that for some reason, has some thoughts on what the Sandbox team has planned. Josh Hemrick. There we go. Hi everybody, Sandbox here. This is how he sounds, by the way. Hey everybody. Hey.
Oh, okay.
No.
We just wanted. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. We just wanted to drop in for a moment to verify that we're already hard at work and making progress on various improvements. Christopher Barrett outlined last. How?
Beret.
Barrett.
I just said beret. Like,
outlined last week. Additionally, I wanted to give you all better insight on as to how the next several months are shaping up. As with any plans, the first items on the list are the clearest and well defined. For most of these, we are already hard at work and making good progress on them. The exotic pass is moving forward nicely with John, I'm not going to pronounce that last name, at the helm. The team has also been talking about things we want to see in the next balance pass coming to you in Season 3. Damn, they really are going to wait until Season 3. Well, can't be helped, I guess. This is what Bungie... They're really stubborn, you know? Bungie's really stubborn with their ideas. They go, like, we're only balancing the game every 3 months. Okay, Bungie. For the last several weeks also... Grant McKay, man, these last names though. McKay has put together, and they're not even hard. I just can't pronounce any English last names. Also, Grant has put out together a really exciting plan for Mods 2.0 that will open their requirements up significantly, allowing them to be more potent in ways that you'll end up feeling directly in your ability, uptime, and therefore total power output. I don't know how to read.
Hey, the effort.
Yeah. The rest of the crew, you ask? Oh, they're just hard work on super exciting new content to put smiles on all your faces before the year is out, and that's just the beginning. No. Well,
You didn't get that last part, but hey, you
Uh,
know, you
let
do
me
your
go.
reading, bro.
I'm sorry, but it's just reading it kind of made me feel sad on the inside. Alright, the rest of the crew, you ask? Oh, they're hard at work on super exciting new content to put smiles on all your faces before this year is out. And that's just the beginning. So much smiles.
Yeah.
So much joy. Just $20 for a couple smiles is what they're saying right now. That's what it sounds
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Items further down the list need more planning or more time to actually implement. Most need both. On top of that, some need groundwork that will be laying with earlier changes in all these cases, though. The team is already discussing and planning for them in one way or another. As usual, we are excited to work on building something that you'll love and what feels great to play, because Sandbox loves you. Bungie. It's like they're bipolar. It's like so it leaves at the best times. Like
I
2000.
think I've had.
Yeah.
I think my internet connection when I'm on PlayStation has fallen off twice in the last 3 years, and
Today in the podcast,
one of those two was during my first podcast. Yeah.
It's alright. It's alright.
I blame Nico.
Technical difficulties in Canada.
I'm telling you, Nico. When Nico's on, the wires are always a little loose.
All right.
Always a few.
So let me go finish it up right now. 2018 is shaping up to be a huge year for all of us, and there are plenty of sandbox improvements and changes coming your way. As we move closer to realizing all of the new efforts being made, we'll continue to show up here to share many more details about how it's all shaping up and how it will all work. We expect you to keep showing up and sharing your feedback and passion for the game. Talk to you soon again.
Bungie.
Yeah, Bungie. Then they go, blah, 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 blah. They report error codes. Oh, they're experiencing a lot of beaver codes. Okay. All the issues quickly resolving. Still on a Ikora waypoint. Ikora's been bugged for a while, telling you she's got something for you and there's no way out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about
She
that.
has.
Oh, and
keeps
how
up.
you and
Yeah,
how you
she's
get
been bugged for a
spawned.
while.
Yeah, and how you get spawned in with Ikora. Like they're also talking about that. Like, isn't it weird when you just spawn in front of Ikora and I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
like, wait, why am I here?
Last week we was okay, and then it's just a regular videos of the week and whatever. All right, well that was like I said, pretty. They sound really happy about people being really not happy. That's
Bunch of great new content to put smiles on your faces.
oh,
Bungie, now's not the time.
no, this really, and that's what people are saying. I think I don't remember who said it actually, but some YouTubers were saying that they sound very disconnected from the issue at hand. Like Bungie, people are not really happy right now.
What is happening right now? I'm sorry, but did you guys see?
Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
oh,
We're in the
wait.
podcast. We're in the podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, Nico. I'm sure you made a great play or whatever.
No.
No?
That was just so completely stupid.
Can you invite me, guys?
All right.
You
Yes.
keep getting disconnected.
So, there's not really much to go on there. We kind of already talked about all that. I should have probably read that first. But let's talk about the other thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I think that's an important question right now. That actually came up to me because Dado made a video on like a channel update he does. Whatever.
Bungie came up to you?
No, Dado made a
Dado came up to you.
No, he made a video.
It could happen.
Oh.
Look, the idea came up to me by seeing
Oh, I
Dado's
thought
channel.
they came up to me, and I was like, who's they?
Bro, if Dado ever will come up to me at any way or shape or form, bro, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Oh, cold hard facts.
No, I'm joking. No,
Cold
but
hard
he made a channel video update or whatever, and the way he sounded was that he actually doesn't mind playing Destiny at all. Just the fact that people, he said this about his live streams, that it's really starting to affect his live streams because he has to answer and say the same things over and over and over again. Just to, because some people, why are you playing this game? And he has to answer the same question 100 times, because, it's my job, or I'm having fun. He's playing with friends. He says, he doesn't mind, like kind of like us. We're playing every week because we're having a good time all together and stuff. So that brings to the question, why are we still playing Destiny? And I'm gonna ask first the guy on the hot chair today, and I'm gonna ask Sensei, why are you still playing Destiny?
The PvP.
I'm still playing Destiny because I still enjoy the game, and I like the new things that come out. I mean, I like Taken King, I like Curse of Osiris, I like the fact that I can do the story missions, and then in conjunction with that, I can also do the multiplayer stuff with my friends. So it's a destination to get together with the clan and talk about our week and play Destiny. So I think I still like the social aspect of the game, and I still like a lot of the game. I just think there's some minor things that need to be fixed. That's it. I just still enjoy playing the game. Look forward to what the game's gonna bring next.
Right, like it's never been an issue to buy the expansions at all, because we're still getting.
They're good.
They're good. I mean, they're not game changing how some people want, but they're still good. Like we all gave. Remember when we did that podcast? We all gave it a passing grade. Like even though some people were complaining about it so much, but you're playing it because it's still good. It hasn't reached the point where you're not enjoying the game.
Correct.
All right.
Still enjoy the game, and my clan still shows up to play the game, which is the best part of it's the best part of Destiny right now, is hooking up with my clan.
I'm gonna cry.
We love you too, Sensei.
I mean, look, everybody's gonna have some things they don't like about it. I mean, the Curse of Osiris, I actually like the story mission. I wish it was a little longer. I wish, I mean, they have done some things right. Like, the rewards are better now on the heroic strikes, and they've done a lot of little things,
right,
to make the game better. And I just want Bungie to get reconnected with the community, understand the things that are making the community unhappy, and fix them. It shouldn't be a problem to fix them.
Yeah, but that's why I'll give Bungie the time it needs to fix it, because I know they will. Because the live team, I trust the live team. I'm gonna start a cult. The cult of the live team.
The live team cult.
Yeah, the live team cult. Because I trust them blindly, and I think they'll guide Destiny to the right way. Nico, why are you still playing Destiny, my friend?
I'm on a bit the same boat as Sensei, but not quite as positive. Really, still the only reason I play is, well, the only times I play is when you guys are playing, because on my own, I would not play. I don't find any reason to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like Destiny 1, for example, I would play it on my own for the Crucible, but I don't enjoy the Crucible in Destiny 2, so I have no real reason to play it. Like, Strike's kind of repetitive, a bit boring, so, I can't raid alone. So, yeah, the only reason I play is because of you guys.
So you're really not playing the game when we're not online? Oh,
Not
what's
really.
with that voice crack? Okay.
Sorry.
No, mine. Okay.
Oh. I was like,
All right.
okay.
All right. That's pretty legit. That's pretty much, I think, a lot of people are feeling, to be honest. You're kind of what a lot of people are doing if they are still playing Destiny. All right, Iliaster, why are you still barely playing Destiny?
Well, I haven't been on Destiny that much because I've been hard at work, you know. But overall, you know, and again, I see nothing wrong with Destiny. Just like you would tell an example, you know, and I mentioned this because Yu-Gi-Oh is rather familiar with him, you know. But it's just like you would ask somebody, hey, go play Bloodborne, and he'll play it with you for a little bit, you know, but he won't actively go and play that game because it's not his game, and by not my game. But does that make it a bad game? No. It just makes it another game, but it gives you another option to spend a little time and entertain yourself. Same thing with Destiny. Destiny, to me, it's a game that for a long time I think I was waiting for, because when I first started playing Destiny, like I wasn't like actively wanting to play Destiny. I just went like, okay, I guess these guys are playing it. Let me check it out. But it slowly evolved to a game that basically, in a way, did everything that I wanted from every other game at the time. You know, like I played Evolved, I played Call of Duty, I played, I can't remember the name of that other game. What was it called? It was some type of MOBA, you know. But again, I play lots of games, and racing games are my favorite, you know.
Yeah, boy.
And I played like Need for Speed, Split Second. If nobody's ever played that one, it's the best racing game for me.
I'm not a big fan of racing games, but Split Second, goddamn.
Yeah, but Need. I can't remember what's the name of that GT. GTA. I can't remember what's it called.
Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo. There you go. God dang.
Oh my God, you're such a legend. Why have you never told me this? Let's go play.
I mean, racing games, have always been, my number one favorite game. But when I started to play Destiny, I went like, wow, this is the best game ever. It literally has everything. It's a first-person shooter. I can go play PvE. I can go play PvP. Oh my God, all it's missing is racing. Then Sparrow came out. I went like, So I would like to see, on that note, I would like Sparrow Racing League to come back in Destiny 2, but that's just another one of the things. But again, it's a game that basically just gives me all the sense of playing, But obviously, if you're gonna go play Call of Duty, you can go play Call of Duty. If you wanna go play Fortnite, you can go and play Fortnite. Rainbow Six, all these other games. There's nothing wrong with playing more than just one game. As a matter of fact, I will see a problem if you only play just one game, because then I go like, bro, don't you get tired of it? Currently, I'm playing Destiny and Paragon only, so that can kind of, and only when I have time to play also, But why do I still play Destiny? Because I see no incentive to stop playing Destiny. For me, like, again, anybody who doesn't want to play Destiny at this point, I completely understand. And I think that nobody should try to excuse or justify the reason why they're not playing Destiny. Instead, just say, I'm just playing another game, because that's perfectly normal. You can go and play other games. I don't understand, why people would have to mention why they keep playing Destiny or why they stop playing Destiny, especially in the forums. I remember back in Destiny 1 when the Division was coming out and everyone was going like, oh, everybody switched to the Division, screw Destiny and whatnot. And I'm like, bro, if you're tired of Destiny, go, and play something else, but don't make a song and dance about it, just stop playing Destiny, I really see nothing wrong with that. But little mini rant aside, again, everything that I would like playing another game, Destiny, I can hop in, play for an hour or two, and then go play something else, or just not play anything else. I really do enjoy everything that Destiny has to offer. Now, on the note of why people stop playing it, is you have the hardcore fans, and then you have the ones who got emotionally attached to this game. Not because of their clan or their fan or their friends, but because of, the time invested. Most of the people who complain about Destiny, and, I'll try to make this nice and short, Most of the people that complain about Destiny are the YouTubers, because they go like, I'm investing this amount of time in this game. How much money can I make out of it? From YouTube or other things. And you really can. Destiny comes limited to the amount of entertainment that you can offer through a video. When it's not a tutorial or some hype fest. About the game. So you really, scratching at what. At the bottom of the barrel, the Destiny barrel, to see what more content can you dish out before people, just decide to click away, and watch something else. And on that note, the community itself are a bit spoiled, in my opinion. And that's why they feel a need to rant and say, I'm not boycott Destiny, until they give me what I want. Because Bungie has been very compliant with everything the community wants.
Right,
have they done it perfectly? No,
Joe.
But they're 100% compliant.
Let's not get too controversial.
But that's just a long and short of it. Again, it's just what it is. You don't want to play Destiny. Again, you do not have to play 24/7. It shouldn't be your only game. So just. That's about it.
I think the apocalypse started back out here.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You can hear that?
Yeah.
Look, I have my window open. All of a sudden, getting swatted here, anyways. But yeah, that's my opinion. Sorry for the bit of a necessary rant. Because that particular topic always gets to me because I go like, just make a song and dance about it. Just, jeez.
All right, always.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah, your turn, bro. I know, right? Like 5 minutes later. All right.
Oh, I thought we changed topics already.
What was the question?
My bad.
What was the question again?
Yeah, can you repeat the question, please?
I know, right? He has to went on a little
I lost
rant.
it in my notes.
No kidding.
He has to went on a little rant there. Okay. Why are you still playing Destiny?
Oh.
Why are you
okay,
still?
yeah, that one.
I think he has to still playing Destiny to rant.
No, okay. I mean, honestly, I still play Destiny. I mean, I still enjoy it. Yeah, it has things that can change and can improve and everything, but I still enjoy playing the game.
I
It's
used
not
to love
perfect,
the
of
game,
course.
but I feel like Bungie just left us.
But me personally, I mean, I still enjoy, turning my PlayStation on, hopping in the, Destiny, and going through Crucible matches, see who's online, play with them, clan members. So, the social aspect, and I still enjoy it. Pretty simple. I still enjoy the game.
So you enjoy the game because of the social aspect only, or?
Social aspect, and I still enjoy the gameplay. Could it be better? Could they change stuff? Yeah, they could. I enjoy it. All the changes they have made, for good or for worse, for better or for worse, I still enjoy them. What's that?
That's. I think there's something important to take from all these answers. The fact is that when people ask you, why are you still playing Destiny? It's so bad. Like, what makes you tell me a game is bad? Like, why I shouldn't enjoy it? Why I shouldn't enjoy the game? For whatever reason it is, I have my reason why I still play it. And, anybody who enjoys the game, they get called a fanboy. Immediately, and saying some guy posted. I remember hearing this guy. The only people who are gonna be left playing this dead game are the fanboys. And in my head it's just like, okay, what exactly is wrong with that? All the people who are enjoying the game are gonna be left playing it. What is exactly wrong with that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But all right, that's kind of what I wanted to. I wanted to get out of the way because with all this, this whole past months has been a roller coaster for Bungie. I just want them to. Not saying they're never gonna hear this. Let's be real. If I just want them to know, like, there's still people who who enjoy the game because what they enable them to create, and I appreciate that immensely. Okay, can you please fix all the problems? Sooner than later. Yes, please. But I think Bungie. I trust Bungie. So anyway, how long's
That was a live team though.
Fuck the main team. I don't give a shit.
Wow.
No compassion for the main team. They tried, but they're so disconnected. The live team, I'm kind of more mad for the live team because they can't be mad because it's their job. But I'm so sorry for those guys. They have to, pick up, handle the assault, pick up all the pieces while the main team goes in and makes D3. Like, they're making Destiny 3 already. And like, okay, well, here you go, guys. Here's the forest fire. Try to put it out. I feel really bad for those guys. I feel really bad for the main team, for the live team. No sympathy for the main team.
Here's the forest fire. Go put it out. Sorry, I love that metaphor.
It's just what it is, man. Like,
yeah.
Christopher Barrett and all the other guys from the live team.
Whatever.
my boy Chris. That's all I'm gonna call him now. My boy Chris.
There you go. Hey, that works. That works.
My boy Chris B. What's it called?
Chris Brown?
No.
Which one then?
The Bungie employee.
Now he's just an employee.
And all the other main live team guys, they're on Twitter. They're posting what the people want to hear. They're being friendly to the community. They're answering questions.
Well, they better be friendly. If they're being toxic, I don't think that's gonna help people stay.
Oh yeah, well, let's be real, but it's something that Bungie, they always try to be a little more friendly. But like, have you seen the comic book industry? How toxic they are to the fan base? Like, they go like, you don't like our comics, don't buy them, get out of here, and they, it's something else over there.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, no, it's something else over there. That's what I'm saying. The comic book industry is pretty toxic. So I'll give props to Bungie for not being like that. But
aren't they releasing a comic book soon?
The Fall of Osiris, they already did.
Oh, they did?
I was actually gonna review it, but then I read it, and then I realized how unhelpful I was gonna be with the review because I don't want to be toxic either. So that's why I didn't end up reviewing it. I mean, the artwork is. I mean, if people say it was good, I think it's kind of. It reminds me of honestly just web comic quality, which is not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm expecting a little something more from
Bungie.
Right, from the art, considering how Bungie's art is always great. But it's just like webcomic. It's not bad at all. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's good. Props to the guy who drew all that. He did a good job. But it still reminds me too much of a webcomic artwork. And the story is kind of all over the place. It seems more like in one issue of a comic, seems more like a bunch of issues condensed into a summary of it. So I didn't want to. I didn't want to review it after that. I'm like, okay, this is something I'm not gonna. This is something I'm not going to do because the TMG channel's not about that hate. We're trying to spread out that positivity.
Mm-hmm.
I think. But anyway. Sensei, anything else you want to add? Because I think we've been already running for an hour, so that's pretty much our time for the podcast.
Our time?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. That's great.
He's still here.
I thought Yulia still answering that question.
Thank you, Sensei. Take one more jab. I see. Okay.
Yeah, sweet.
That's why I still play Destiny, because you guys are still here having fun. You know what? I think Yuliaster said it right. Oh, it took him a while, but you know what? It's a video game, and if you don't like it, play something else. If you're still having fun, play it. And if you pay for the game, you have right to complain about the good and the bad. Just like a sports fan, you have the right to complain. But it's just a game. If you don't like it, play something else. If you're having fun, then have fun with it. To me, I still have fun playing the game, and socially, that's why I still play.
There you go. Good stuff. All right, guys.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? I think we're gonna end it on that note. I think this was a pretty productive podcast. Thank you, Sensei, for being with us in this podcast. You know, getting to know all the TMGs. Hopefully, I can get every TMG, every real TMG, in the podcast. You know, to talk about.
that was straight for someone
That's
special.
so divisive.
Oh, I got it now. Oh, jeez, man, shots fired. Oh, shit.
Anyway, Mr. Foxy said something. You know, earlier. He goes like, I used to love the game, but I feel like Bungie has left us. You know, I agree, but trust in the live team we trust. That's what I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Foxy. If you guys would like to subscribe to the Mercury Guardian channel, we would really appreciate it. If you are listening to this, the archive version, you know, we appreciate you as well. You're strong people standing an hour of this. Yeah, that. But I think that's it for today's podcast, guys. Thank you, Sensei, again. Thank you, Nico. You guys are awesome. Maybe I'll put some Bloodborne in the TMG live stream, you know.
How about you don't?
It's protest for the faction rallies. Okay, but no. Yeah. No, but thank you guys so much for watching. This was the Light and Darkness with the Mercury Guardians, with my good friend Always Boring You, Iliaster720, Nico 64, aka Get Your Own Account, and Sensei. And Sensei.
Thank you, Blair.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time, guys. Peace out. I forgot how to stop prompting. Oh, there we go. That's how you do it.